Alright guys, and there is the countdown going live, so we are going into the first game of the day, second round, so a little bit more interesting than that, but regardless, still pretty damn awesome. Alright, so it is going to be RoxKIS.Creed versus SGIZumi, and I do apologize here for like half a second at the beginning of the game. I will be kind of messing around um, with a little interface thing. That way I could just size it up perfectly so it doesn't cover up supply numbers or anything like that. Alright, I think we're going to work with that for now. Alright guys, what is up, what is up? Starting off over here at the top left position, representing Team RoxKIS, the Russian All-Stars, we got Creed. His opponent down at the bottom right, looks like from SGI Gaming, we got the blue Terran, Zumi. Для моим русским зрителям, здравствуйте, привет всем. Видно, что мы на Антика Шипьярд сидим, зуме на правой нижней часть в кросс-позицию, потому что, конечно, это официальная карта есть от команды RoxKIS. Вы, конечно, знаете, это игрок Creed. Alright guys, so we are in cross positions Antigua Shipyard. I do apologize if I go on to the next language. It is Russian, so don't be too alarmed. Looking at the map layout, it looks like it's GSL Antigua. You know why? Because it is one cross position to their blue patches, and the big significance of that is the fact that the blue patches are actually, I think, the only ones left in the GSL version. The MLG version doesn't hold them. Of recent patch, they actually turned them back into gold patches, so just kind of something interesting to consider and think about. Alright, looking at the supply right now, it looks like both players are around the same supply. Creed is just a little bit quicker. He is on 13 gas, so very standard opener. 10 gas, 10 supply, 10 gas. Oh my god, 10 supply, 12 racks, 13 gas. So we got a little bit of a slow start. Don't worry, I have my coffee right here. I'll go with that story a little bit later. On the other side, it looks pretty much a mirror of the same thing. 10 supply, 12 barracks, 13 gas. We will look and see. It looks like Zumi is stopping his production at 15 SCVs, getting that little bit, tiny bit quicker orbital. Creed deciding to go with that 16 SCV, go with a little bit of extra mining. Both players will, though, get a nice mini little scout out. But kind of something cool and interesting about this map is just, I don't know, I personally like the map. For TVTs, it makes it an interesting battle. Definitely mech is very, very, very strong on this map. Definitely not all biofavored, but again, with all this like open area here, it can be very biofavorable. And of course, with all this distance left and right, there's a lot of room for drops. So just kind of stuff to keep in mind. We might see drops. There we go. We see Zumi. He is throwing down that one rack. Actually, that Reaper expand. Why am I saying one rack expand? It's that Reaper expand. Meanwhile, on the backside, we'll try to figure out. Looks like Creed is going to be going with a one rack expand. A little bit delayed. Getting that reactor add-on and getting a few more SCVs just beforehand. And I actually think this might be a little bit smart. Just for the fact that in case a Reaper does run by through here, he'll at least be able to put a little bit of damage on it, potentially stop it even. Alright, so looking back at Zumi, kind of following up. This is actually a build I personally love to do. He is getting the gas a little bit early, but this is that Reaper expand. You get the double barracks really soon after that Reaper pops out, usually typically after the second one. Around the 25 supply mark, you get that second gas, and then you kind of keep going from there. You get stim and all that. And there we go. As that Reaper's hopping up there, the Marines are ready. He's not going to be able to get in there, get any scouting, or do any damage. He might try to take that other flank over here. I typically like to do that also, but it looks like Creed has this covered up fairly well. Oh, maybe he actually does not. Does Creed notice? Yes, he does, but it might be just a little bit too late. He's going to at least notice that there's an expansion, and that poor Reaper's going to get trapped. Oh, jetpacks and Reaper guts everywhere. Brutal. Просто сейчас это нормальная стандартная игра. В TVT смотрится, мы, наверное, пойдем в макро игру. Зуми он пошел в Reaper Expand, только одного, не трое. Быстро добавил оба барака и тоже забрал очень быстро второго газа, значит, чуть-чуть внимательно будем смотреть, может он что-то планирует попозже, но я думаю, скоро фэктори он поставит и потом пойдет за медивекой. На той стороне мы смотрим, очень интересно, Зуми, у него реактор Хелиан есть, от одного RoxKIS, значит, он просто может похочет чуть-чуть харас сделать, может захочет дроп какого-то сделать. Сейчас это интересно, может он Хелиан Марин дроп сделать и только от двое базы вместо одного, это значит не будет просто чиз, просто будет такого агрессии, очень-очень интересно. Очень-очень интересно. Looking at things, I mean, both players are guys are just macro. Now, what I kind of noticed very interesting is Creed is actually going to be going with the reactor Hellions and Marines, and he's adding a double factory, so it looks like he's eventually going to be going into mech. And this is what I said, this was really interesting, because typically when you look at reactor Hellion plus Marines in a medevac, you would think he's going one base, reactor Hellion, build all in, but this is actually really neat. Creed is going to be going with a little bit of a late aggression, and this actually might catch Zumi off guard. How far is Zumi's stim? Zumi's stim is just starting. He does have combat shield, which is going to help him a lot once those Hellions start roasting everything, and that Marauder might be able to help out, but no concussive shell. But this is just going to hurt so much. Does he actually see it? We're going to look and see. Yes, he does. The drop is coming. He needs to pull his units right away before the Hellions actually do any sort of damage. And he's actually just going to take out some of the reactors and add-ons. Some SCVs are back here, and I think some of these will get roasted, unfortunately. Already we do see a couple killed. Now he needs to pay attention to his micro. He can actually get a lot of SCVs like this if he does this properly. Already a few going down, 2 more going down. At this point, you're going to look to do more economical damage than anything. Look at how many SCVs already have been taken down. Fairly cost effective, I would say the least. There goes another one. He's actually focusing down the low health ones. Very smart by Creed. As we look and see a total of 16 SCVs and probably 15 total with the scouting SCV included. So at this point of the game, that's huge economic damage. Look at that difference right now. That's 40 to 23, so that is a lot of damage. Zumi was not ready for that, and that's actually something I might steal. That's awesome. I really like it. Zumi getting a little bit aggressive on the macro end of things, getting that third CC before he even has defenses to go second one. Creed doing the same thing on the backside. But again, this is just going to hurt too much. He's actually literally just lost too much. Bless Zumi's heart. He has just actually lost too much, and if he thinks he's going to be able to go against a biomech army with his economic loss, he's going to be in for really tough luck. He is trying to do the whole double upgrades thing, but he doesn't have an armory, so he can't actually even continue that. And then eventually just mech at this point is going to take over, and this actually could potentially be the death blow that we're going to be looking at right here. 2 tanks, about 7 to 8 Hellions, and is he... Oh, he's actually going to drop this into the main. That's absolutely insane, but at the same time might be a little bit dangerous. The fortunate thing is Zumi is caught out just a tiny bit out of position. Oh, he's actually going to put him on that little platform right there, so that's actually going to be almost a near impossible engagement for Zumi. And just Creed is going to have his way, and he's got those Hellions on the outside doing a little bit of damage too, kind of patrolling around, and they're just actually going to just drive up into the main unscathed. Ну, видно просто в Creed отличную позицию. Просто он убил 16 КЗМ, это просто на экономию очень действует, огромно. Я чувствую, Зуми просто пропал очень назад, если он планировал в баю играть, он пропадет очень назад. Шансы аж это у него не будет. Вот эти Хелины, Blue Flame, уже видно, они просто маринах, это барбекю делают от них. Шашлык, прямо шашлык они делают. Мне очень нравится, он хочет дроп попробовать, но там тоже есть Вайкинг, надо осторожно. Он может танки, он убьет, ну, Хейлины хоть бы еще чуть-чуть это дэмэдж они сделают, и больше еще на экономии они будут действовать. Сейчас, наверное, Крид будет фокусировать это КСМы, и примерно вот он что делает, больше и больше убивает, боже. Вот эти Blue Flame Хейлины, они просто столько убивают здесь. Видно, 6 киллов на одного, на другого есть 6. Боже, и еще больше, и тоже сейчас это в линию он поставил. Ну вот, это убил, это все, это Хейлины, но уже готов уже второй пуш. Тоже уже есть третий, КСМ готов, тоже есть юниты вот здесь сзади. Скоро он армори, наверное, добавит. Я не вижу никаких апгрейдов, значит он просто попробует его убить сразу. Сразу. А мы посмотрим сейчас на киллкаунт, уже 31 КСМ, это он убил, видно, что на номер 55 на 31 это просто будет на экономии действует огромно, видно уже, ну просто так мило держит зумина, когда они пропадут, это не будет у него ничего, это в деньгах, видно уже спадает, видишь, это и тоже Мюлах сейчас Крид бросил 2000 до 800, это минералов, это каждую минуту берут, это уже видно, о, 200-600 аж, боже, да, это одно еще с половиной раз это выше, чем это у Зуми. Ну вот сейчас это третий пуш идет, и Крид, наверное, его сразу убьет. Сейчас армори он строит, но вот этот пуш, наверное, все убьет. Может как-то получится, если он с ним это сделает, но уже танки в сидж и все. Нету армии у Зуми никакого. 128 хранилищ на 48 и GG. У Зуми Крид в следующий раунд идет. Creed moving on to next round.